Hi, everybody. This is Black Runner Ranger doing yet another commentary on my animations, with focusing on the fifth anniversary of Skylanders. I didn't have time to come up with an alternative title for that one, but never mind. Now, unlike most of my animations where I do the primary writing, this one was actually written by a fan of mine. In fact, I was hosting a contest at the time during the time of Imaginators where I was feeling a little bit creatively bankrupt. So I hosted a competition where I asked fans to come up with a store with an anniversary animation for Skyland for the fifth anniversary of Skylanders, and I picked one lucky winner. Her name is ChelseaCatGirl. Yeah, and she did most of the writing for this. I did a little doctoring on some of them, but she did most of the writing, and I did some recordings of it, and she also provided the voices of the female characters. So the story went like this. This is the villain vote only for bad guys. Kind of obvious, but never mind. See, I designed the scene she wanted me to was going inside the Traptanium vault. And now we don't get to see what's inside the Traptanium vault in Skylanders Trap Team, so this is basically my interpretation to how the Traptanium vault, the villain vault. That's what I meant. The villain vault was like on the inside, all crystal-like. See, there's Wolfgang, Dr. Crankcase, Snapshot, Crypt King, and Cinder here. Now Snapshot is in. Snapshot is trusting Cinder to keep the villains in check. Crypt King said to Snapshot if this is a good idea. This was before I decided to make Snapshot a bit more restrictive. In fact, the Snapshot's restrictive characteristic originated from Skylanders Academy. I decided to later adapt that in my later animations. And over here we have Jawbreaker, Kaboom, Gusto, Shortcut, and Enigma, with Dreamcatcher and the Golden Queen behind the bars. And then there's so all the villains are there and stuff like that. And Cinder said is on best behavior. And then she's just going to a flashback during the other anniversary, the third anniversary with Trap Team, where I basically just reused the entire animation of that anniversary, and little to no change except for this weird cloud background thingy. How come I wasn't invited? Yeah, good times, eh, Chumpy Puppet? So then, so Cinder tells them they have to be on their best behavior or something like that. And Cinder did say that she used to be bad before. She's like, you remember the days of the Legend of Spyro when she used to be all monstrous and stuff like that before Spyro showed her the way? So this is what they're doing. The villains convince Cinder to go bad again, doing some prankings or something like that. So Pop Fizz drinks some gooey potion and he transforms into a dragon. And there's some kitty there, scratches treasures, and I just put on some masks. I just realized. Chelsea Catgirl also voices Scratch and Flashwing and stuff like that. Also, did you see earlier that the gems were looking a little bit something? And Trigger Happy's gold is also stolen. I improvised on this part. Something about a toaster or a mincer or something like that. Meat mincing machine. Extra spicy chili. She starts eating it. And she burps fire and it causes skeleton on Pepperjack. There's Stealth Elf, there's Zook, there's Crush Bandicoot hugging a tree with Wampa fruits. There's Food Fight cutting down. Now this statue here is supposed to be the head of the tree spirit from Skylander Swap Force. You know, there are like those tree spirits. There's the Frost Hound, the Terra Squid, the Flash Fin, and the Tree Spirit. They were like the giants. I was like thinking to myself, how come those weren't a part of Giants? I mean, Swap Force mostly just focuses on the Skylander part, but Giants doesn't just focus on the Skylander part. It focuses on other things that are big, like the Concatron, the Drill X creatures, and even the Hit Tree Spirit is even bigger than the Giants. There's a little Mabu there who sells cabbages. Remind you of anybody? And then the Chompy Mage and tells Cinder to release the Chompies. And they start eating the cabbages. My cabbages! Again, recognize that reference. There's another Chompy. Here's another reference. Yum, yum, yum. You ate her up. Daniel. And he's rolling like a ball. All the vegetables are eaten, and even the Wampa foods. Jim, she's good. No, she's not so bad. The Soundwave again, and there's the song Selfie, #selfie. Now, here's a fun fact. The first time I actually heard of the word selfie was I was just there was a fan art I made of Snapshot with Trap Shadow. I had a back then. I used to originally have the idea that Trap Shadow was a gigantic fan of the Trap Masters because he's got a weapon that's kind of like Traptanium, and his name is literally named Trap Shadow. And he was thinking about, and he took a picture of himself with snapshots, and it's also going to the pun of snapshot. You know, snapshot's the crocodile alligator Skylander, and his name is a play on what people used to do when using a camera, take a snapshot. That's what the old term used to be. But nowadays, there's somebody in the comment section saying it's a selfie. I was like, what? What's that? So then it turns out it was a more recent word. The word selfie was added into the dictionary in the late 2013. I was like, okay. And apparently the selfie gimmick would play a part in Skylanders Imaginators. Yes. And later, they're done in a squiggle style of animation. So, once again, something about the meat mixer or something like that. There's Prison Break. The way I voice him is based on Arnold Schwarzenegger with the Austrian type of voice. And he says, "Who would steal my droppings?" And Cortex was holding on to some droppings. There's some chocolate cake. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. There's shish kebab, jelly, and nachos at the back, and I think there's a bit of chicken. And she says that the villains are showing her the great time. It wasn't the meat mixer. And then Cinder then tosses a coin, and then the thing starts to crumble apart. Whoops. Cinder, you and I are gonna have a giant discussion about this. Are you sure this was him? I was originally gonna have Spyro do a little sarcastic-y speech, like he congratulates the villains for doing something like changing Cinder or something like that, and he is about to reward him, but the award ends up being more of a punishment, and then he does that little talk to him. But I just didn't have enough time, and I tried to end on a quicker joke with the ceiling thing. So that's basically the story of the 5th anniversary of Skylanders. I'm very proud of it. And I'm glad this is a great collaboration between me and Chelsea Catgirl. Hope maybe one day I'll do another writing thingy where I ask folks to write me something and I try and animate them, and they can even do a little bit of voiceover if they want to. But for now, most of the stuff I do is just for me. I still got Skylanders University and Sky Wars and the Christmas Redux, their collaborative works that need to be finished, and so forth. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this video.